Welcome to Mami Jody tutorial auditing series. This time we will only answer questions related to risk-based audit procedures, specifically for pre-engagement procedures. No? So I have 20 multiple choice questions here with suggested answers and explanations. So let's dive in. Okay, let's go to question number 1. Which of the following best describes audit risk? A, risk of issuing incomplete audit report. B, risk the auditor fails to detect fraud. C, the risk of an inappropriate opinion on misstated statements. And letter D, the risk of management override of controls. Okay, the correct answer is the risk of an inappropriate opinion based on misstated statements. So audit risk is the risk that the auditor expresses an unqualified opinion when statements are materially misstated. So this risk is from the auditor. Okay, let's go to question number 2. Which of the following components make up audit risk? A, inherent risk and detection risk only. B, control risk and audit risk only. C, inherent risk, control risk, and detection risk. And letter D, engagement risk and control risk. So you may pause this video to think about this question. The correct answer is letter C, inherent risk, control risk, and detection risk. So we have this formula. The audit risk equals inherent times control times detection risk. Let's go to question number 3. What is inherent risk? A, risk, the auditor won't detect misstatement. B, susceptibility of assertion to misstatement assuming no controls. C, risk that internal controls fail to detect misstatement. D, risk related to non-compliance with standards. So the correct answer is letter B, susceptibility of assertion to misstatement assuming no controls. Inherent risk is a natural likelihood of misstatement before considering any controls. It's from the word inherent. It's like it's already in the genes. That's how I think. That's how I think of it. Okay, let's go to question number 4. Which of the following is an example of high control risk? Strong segregation of duties. B, auditor unfamiliar with client's history or industry, sorry. Letter C, accounting staff lacks adequate training. And letter D, stable industry environment. So you may pause this video to think. The correct answer is letter C. The accounting staff lacks adequate training. So lack of training increases the risk that errors are not caught. Okay, let's go to question number 5. Detection risk is risk statements are misstated. B, risk procedures won't detect an existing misstatement. Letter C, risk associated with poor internal controls. And letter D, industry inherent risk. You may pause this video to think. The correct answer is letter B. Risk procedures won't detect an existing misstatement. All right. That's also from the word detect already. Detection risk arises from failure to detect misstatements through the audit procedures. From the word from detect. Pag hindi mo na-detect during the audit, so that's the detection risk. Especially if your people don't go to the field to observe, to look for the documents. So there's it's highly likely that you will have this detection risk. Question number 6. How does the auditor respond when assessed risks are high? Letter A, perform fewer substantive procedures. Okay, letter B, increase detection risk. C, reduce overall audit effort. And letter D, increase nature, timing, and extent of procedures. So let's go back to the question again. How does the auditor respond? So this one is on the part of the auditor to respond when assessed risks are high, because this is risk-based audit procedures. Okay. You may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter D. You have to increase the nature, the timing, and the extent of procedures. If before you only review like 10%, 20%, or 40%, now that you know that there's an if the assessed risks are high, you need to increase your effort. You need to increase your samples. Okay. High risk requires more rigorous procedures than nature, the timing, and the extent. Also the sample. That includes a sample of all your, I don't know. Okay, let's go to question number 7. Which of the following is least likely to reduce detection risk? Least. Ibig sabihin, ito yung hindi effective. Masyadong effective, no? Ayan. A. Assign experienced auditors. B. Perform procedures closer to the year end. C. Reduce sample size. Letter D. Use audit software for large data analysis. You may pause this video to think. Okay, the correct answer is letter C. This is what I was explaining from the question number 6 now. It will not help you at all if you reduce your sample size. Reducing sample size increases detection risk. Okay, now let's go to question number 8. In a risk-based audit approach, which of the following is assessed? First, so your audit procedure is risk-based audit approach. So which of the following is assessed first? Okay. Letter A, control risk. Letter B, materiality. C, risk of material misstatement. And letter D, detection risk. Okay. So if you do a risk-based audit approach, what do you think? So what do you consider first? What do you assess first? Okay, you may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter C, the risk of material misstatement. So the auditor first assesses risk of material misstatement to guide the procedure. Once you assess this one, and then it gives you the guide, no? It gives you what you need to do to approach the risk-based audit. Okay, let's go to question number 9. Which statement best describes control risk? A. Auditor misassesses inherent risk. So let's go back to the question. Which statement best describes control risk? Okay. Letter B. Controls fail to prevent or detect misstatements. Okay. Letter C. Audit won't be completed on time. And letter D. Substantive procedures are skipped. You may pause the video to think. All right. The correct answer is letter B. Okay. Sa control risk is on the management side. On the management side, remember that. So controls fail to prevent or detect misstatements. Control risk refers to failures in internal controls of the management. Okay, now let's go to question number 10. A risk-based audit primarily helps auditors to A. Reduce need for professional judgment. B. Identify all fraud. C. Focus efforts on high-risk areas. And letter D. Ensure 100% accuracy. Okay, you may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter C. Focus efforts on high-risk areas. Okay. Remember, the primary objective of risk-based audit is basically not to audit 100% of the total population, but you focus only all your efforts because of the lack of resources. We focus only on high-risk areas. So that's the main objective actually of the risk-based audit. Okay. Now let's go to question number 11. What is the primary purpose of performing a risk assessment in an audit? Okay. Letter A, replace substantive procedures. Letter B, identify where to reduce the effort. Letter C, understand entity and environment. And letter D, assess management performance. Okay, you may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter C, understand an entity and environment. So risk assessment helps understand the entity and environment to identify misstatement risks. Okay, let's go to question number 12. Which of the following is not a risk assessment procedure? Letter A, inquiry of the management. Letter B, substantive testing. C, analytical procedures. And letter D, observation and inspection. The correct answer is letter D. So my hand is quite fast this time. Sorry about that. Substantive testing. Substantive testing is for the response, not for a risk assessment. Question number 13. Which of the following best describes significant risks? Letter A, risk with high detection risk. Letter B, assess risk needing special attention. Letter C, risks that relate only to fraud. And letter D, risk management refuses to disclose. Okay, you may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter B, assess risk needing special attention. Significant risks require special audit consideration due to their potential impact. Okay, now let's go to question number 14. The auditor must always identify significant risk when entity has low inherent risk, fraud risk is present, client is new accounting framework adopted. So you may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter B. Fraud risk is present. Fraud risk is presumed significant and requires attention. Okay, now let's go to question number 15. In which situation is inherent risk likely to be high? A, regulated industry, stable conditions. B, reporting based on well-known GAAP. C, complex accounting estimates used. And letter D, strong internal controls. You may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter C, complex accounting estimates used. So the complex estimates increase susceptibility to error. So inherent risks is higher. Okay, now let's go to question number 16. The risk of material misstatement at the financial statement level. Letter A affects specific accounts only. B can be ignored if detection risk is low. C relates to overall financial reporting. And letter D not considered in risk-based audit. You may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter C. It relates to overall financial reporting. So financial statement level risk impact overall reporting. Example given, managerial override. Okay, now let's go to question number 17. Which risk component is directly affected by the auditor's procedures? Letter A, inherent risk. B, control risk. C, detection risk. And B, business risk. Okay, the correct answer is detection risk. Detection risk is influenced by the auditor's design and performance of the procedures. Okay, let's go to question number 18. Which of the following is most likely to increase control risk? A, management closely monitors operations. B, frequent accounting staff turnover. C, experienced audit team. And letter D, automated systems with access controls. You may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter B, frequent accounting staff turnover. So high staff turnover increases the chance of unnoticed errors. Okay, let's go to question number 9. A high risk of material misstatement leads to A, decreased evidence required. B, less reliance on controls. C, increased detection risk. And D, more persuasive evidence needed. Okay. The correct answer is more persuasive evidence needed. High material misstatement necessitates compelling audit evidence. Okay, for our last question, which of the following is an example of a response to identified risk? A, assessing audit risk. B, performing walkthroughs. Letter C, increasing substantive testing. And letter D, sending engagement letters. So you may pause the video to think. The correct answer is letter C, increasing substantive testing. Auditor responds to risk by increasing the substantive procedures. Okay. That's all our questions for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe to my channel for more videos and tutorials.